Alright, fellas, welcome to NADCL. It's your boy Bloody Nine, and we got Frempo and Zero, aka Dyun.
What's up,
Oh,
guys? At the Frempo here.
hey guys,
Eh,
no Twitter.
On
yeah,
Twitter.
so got some good little battle here.
We got Blue
Team.
Pikachu and Team Team. You guys know anything about these two teams?
Yeah, well, we got Save, of course. This guy plays some weird fives. He plays a lot of Chan, a lot of Wisp. He's been working on his Wyvern, some other heroes, but
Yeah, he's the
still
man
coming
of
along.
many funky heroes. Had a nice Oracle performance earlier in the league.
Oh, yeah? Didn't
Yeah.
see that one.
I'm friends with a lot of the Blue Pikachu guys, but to be honest, I don't really know what they play except for Stars.
Yeah, it
Stars
seems
isn't
like
on
they
their
should play
roster
whatever.
normally.
Now, whose
Stars
place are
standing
you
in.
taking?
Word on the street was that it was Ray, but I really don't know.
Stars, the infamous Meepo legend.
Mm-hmm.
You
Guys
look
think
at Blue Pikachu's bans right now. It's they're already targeting Save. They got Wisp and Chen out.
just how legendary Save is. They're just terrified.
Yeah.
Don't even want to play against it.
Yeah, I've got the insider scoop right now. Actually, pretty sure Save is running on 0 hours of sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, you heard it from me. I saw him streaming at around 4 a.m. in the morning, and let's just say he was going till about 5 p.m. And I'm pretty sure he has not gone to bed yet.
Isn't this new also? I'm thinking this is new. Evadin is actually drafting. I believe that was not the case. I think Versatile may have drafted at least one of the Blue Pikachu series in the past too. We got some
Uh,
new faces on draft. I might be wrong about that one, but
I
I'm
think
pretty sure.
Everton was drafting before. I'm not
Really?
100% on that.
What about
I
Kaleo?
think
I thought he
I think
was.
when Kaleo was in, Kaleo might have been drafting,
So I'm
but
pretty sure Everton was drafting when we played against them.
Yeah, but that
really.
was yesterday. Or like earlier. That was recently.
Sure Save's gonna
Alright,
be
we got a little
performing
drought strat
A-okay.
right off the bat.
What do you think about Drow Weaver? That just tried, true, and tested.
It's pretty strong, especially because you can even do a 4 or even probably a 5 Weaver when you have Drow. Because it's just like makes you that much stronger with the double attack, obviously. Wyvern's a pretty solid response to Drow in general, but it's not the best hero against Weaver. So I actually kind of favor Blue Pikachu's draft off the gates, but we'll see
That
where
that
they
War
go.
Weaver is a new thing, right?
I mean, it's not that new. It's been in and out.
I'm kind of liking Team Team's draft right now, honestly.
What do you like about it?
I think Wyvern and Necro just go really well together. Obviously, the Weaver's some problems right now, but they got a lot of time to
Don't you
deal
think they
with
have
it.
like some weaknesses though? Like Blue Pikachu hasn't shown their off lane, like potentially hasn't shown their off lane if they want to do a 4 Weaver, and they haven't shown their 5, and they could pick like AA or Oracle or Batrider, and they would all be really
That could be
strong.
their four too. I think we ran a four Wyvern once.
Yeah, but I'm saying like any of those three heroes for Blue Pikachu would be really good versus the Necro winner. I think it's kind of exploitable.
I'm a big fan of keeping the lanes a little ambiguous too with the Weaver. They don't know where it's coming.
Yeah, most people just throw it off lane, but I'd like to see him switch it up if it felt good.
They banned the infamous Scrooge McDuck PL.
Hmm.
What the legends tell about that one. Did they have a Brood player on Team Team?
Um, Husky plays it a little bit, but he's not like working in every game. He's no
Is
monkeys
it ban
forever.
worthy?
Probably not. I think they just don't want to get cheesed, or maybe, yeah, that's probably it. It's
Blue
a little
Pikachu.
odd though, but the thing is like Team has the last pick coming out of the second phase, so the like eighth pick Brood is pretty strong.
Run up thing.
Bane.
Very good partner with the Drow. Obviously, you get the Aura, very good laner. That's gonna help protect the Drow a little bit.
Really just one of those that wins the lane itself, you know?
Hmm. Yep, very strong, well-rounded draft coming out of Blue Pikachu so far. I do like the Drow versus Necro also. Forgot to mention that. It's like one of the heroes that does fairly well versus Necro in lane, and especially later in the game, you just kind of click on him from far away. Necro's like a mid-range hero.
I think it does
Doesn't
well in
like
the
go
lane.
super long range. It can, definitely, especially with like a Bane. Like, you'll probably see them just trading farm. I don't think either side will get kills because it's hard to aggress into Drow with Necro unless you like double wave with
Yeah,
maybe an Undying or something. But I don't think Bane will allow that.
well, I kind of we kind of want to say it's the Drow and the Bane right now leaning together, right?
Most likely, most likely. Just
I want to see what they put with the Necro. I think that I usually see Necro lanes run over Drow lanes. I feel like the Drow lane has little room for error.
You see it
yeah, they
untraditional
do.
Nature's Prophet come out. What do you guys think about that?
That's definitely a 5. That's a save hero. He's been practicing. I can
I do not like it. I don't like it. Well,
I don't
it's
like it
okay
either.
versus Drow, like in lane, so because you can kind of like overwhelm him, and Bane also kind of has issues, but I feel like they're just gonna click on the trees, and they should be able to just handle them. And the
I
thing is, like, Weaver is gonna terrorize you later, and you have so many picks to still deal with it, but it's okay. It's not terrible.
I'd like to see something come out that cancels like grip pretty confidently. Right now they have the 5 NP or and the Wyvern. Kind of hard to cancel grip right now.
Yeah, this is kind of the problem with a player that has a limited hero pool. They don't get to have the ideal hero for the game. Like, I'm pretty sure there's many better fives if they wanted to pick one than Furion.
Oh,
Okay, they're
this
just going Spectre.
They got
Pretty
good
early.
global presence, I guess.
they have a grand total of Reaper's Scythe and Wondrous Curse for lockdown. I
Yeah.
guess technically Sprout.
So, with that Tiny coming out, it is actually kind of looking like a Weaver 4, and they'll probably want to put the Tiny off lane. But it could easily be Tiny mid too. I just don't know why you would, like, pick that. Because, if you wanted Tiny mid, why are you showing all your other cores already
So the lane's looking like Necro
when
Wyvern.
they have last pick? It could, no, it's probably
No, I
Necro
think
Furion.
Necro Furin, yeah.
I
Well,
think
I don't know, it
you
could
usually
just be
do
either
the
way.
Furion. It's kind of like the Bane where you run it as a 5 and then it just protects the carry, like the weak carry laner in its lane. I think that's how
Mm-hmm.
they usually do it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It's kind of just what they want. Let's see, I haven't really predicted anything yet, so let me try predicting something. I think they're gonna ban Terrorblade right now.
You think Team's gonna ban Terrorblade?
Yeah.
I don't think that needs to be. They already have the Winter Wyvern. There's just not enough farm on the
I guess
map,
they
I
can't
think, if
do
you
that.
pick that.
Alright, you're right, you're right. Alright, they're probably gonna ban something like, I don't know.
You think they just straight up ban the Meepo, even though they have the Wyvern?
Actually, might want to do that when you're playing
I
against
don't think so.
stars.
I think Wyvern's good enough against it.
Meepo's
Personally,
actually pretty good versus spec now. You're never gonna have dispersion going, and you can get silver edged and just beat down. Wyvern's playable against. It's very annoying though. You just have to always keep your other Meepo out of the fight. And so it makes like fighting harder because you just E-blade whoever gets Meepo like gone on.
Team needs to pick up a mid laner, correct? And they need some form of lockdown, because that is something they are lacking.
the Necro could still be mid, but
I don't think Husky usually plays mid. He'll probably just pick something like Kunkka or Lina. It's kind of his comfort or
I actually think
Invoker.
Kunkka would be pretty good for them.
Big fan of Kunkka here.
I
Very
could
effective
definitely be
against
down with
top intro
Kunkka.
lineups.
Nice long range Bane cancel. Fits tiny mid.
Evaden,
It lanes pretty well against it.
Evaden's a player who only has like so many heroes too. Necro is definitely one of his like preferred ones, so they generally just try to pick that for him really early.
They usually pick his hero first, huh?
Yeah, usually. Sometimes they second phase it if like we've played versus them and banned out a lot of his heroes, and then they'll pick some like more niche hero like Tide or something. That's good in the game.
I don't know if it's a 3 or a 4 Weaver.
Shaker.
Shaker last pick.
Well, there's all those stuns we were talking about. So it's a mid Necro then?
Well, we're just gonna have to really
They take a
see.
Prugna
It
mid.
could be a Furion off lane, I guess. He does
We'll
play
see.
that.
I think it most likely will be Furion offline.
Yeah, it looks
Looks
like a
like,
mid Necro and a
yeah.
Furion off lane.
Okay.
A carry Weaver and a support Tiny, actually. They opted to do it the
Well,
other way around.
I like the Furion off lane more than the 5. And I just lost that bet, but
What do you guys think about that Pugna last pick here?
Not sure what it's really accomplishing other than, I guess, more tower push. So
Just
I guess
seems
that's
like a
the idea.
necro counter.
I think it's got a lot of room to go ham this game, actually.
There's not much to like deal with him, I suppose, until you get to like Orchid, Nullifier, Diffusal stages later.
There's actually only
Wait,
like
Travis on
Fisher to
Tiny, so that's
cancel.
like a 4 Tiny, right?
Yes.
Looks like it. 4Tiny's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Some teams were running that in uh, I forget exactly what tournament it was, but like VP liked it a lot, and some other teams have done it to mixed success.
Probably should have saw that one coming. I'm pretty sure Blue Pikachu run that a lot, actually.
Yeah, I think so too. And it is a carry weaver, or like Octane weaver, I mean, in the end. I actually prefer it a little bit this way.
So whose draft do you like more?
I'm feeling Blue Pikachu's lineup a lot more. A lot more straightforward.
I'm a bigger fan of Blue Pikachu too. I think it's a lot easier to execute.
Let me think a bit.
Orange making a classic mistake of wishing his opponents good luck.
Yeah, never wish your opponent luck, because
Only
then
have fun.
you're gonna miss uphill, and they're not.
There's no reason for you to wish your opponents good luck. Only have fun.
Alright, I think this is like a pretty free Spectre game. And I think the lanes will actually go fairly even. Well, I think Spectre will lose his lane, but I don't think he should die to those heroes, like if he just plays a tight game. And then I see bottom being a 1 lane for Furion, and oh, actually, this is cool. They're doing the Tiny against the Furion in lane to like beat his trees down with tree grab.
I think that
But
will
I think
actually work
it'll
out as well as they think it will.
I
I
think
think
Tiny has 0 armor.
Yeah.
And Furion has a Blightstone already.
he does
so
have
he's-
stout, but the thing about that is like you're wasting attacks on these trees as long as he's keeping them away from the wave. Like those are attacks that you prefer having on denies, so it's not an ideal like scenario in the end.
Got 3 bottom.
I'm pretty sure
Pretty
Necro
grand.
does fine against Pugna for a while. Like 6 it gets awkward unless you rush hood straight up.
Little
like
missed
they're gonna get
Earthshaker
2 on
block
2
right
for the
there.
bounty runes.
Think the Spectre lane is gonna have a good lane top?
I don't think he's gonna be under that much pressure, honestly.
I don't think he's gonna win the lane. Like they're definitely gonna have way more farm on Weaver, but I don't think he should die. Actually,
That was super nice. Got
yeah, I
himself
think
ready
he'll,
at the
I
tier
think he'll
1.
do okay. Scourge's McDuck, from what I've seen from him, he's pretty stable on carry. He just kind of like chills in the lane, and he comes back later.
Bronco was talking about this earlier, but I do, now that you think about it, I think Pugna's gonna have an opportunity to really go off this
Oh,
game.
a lot of action bottom. Ryan actually
Okay.
going down. First blood. That Blightstone and tree block. Wow.
I did
Similar
not
to
catch
Fisher
that one,
Block?
but
Yeah,
yeah, this is
they
a
went-
very dangerous lane.
It was pretty crazy. Fissure block straight into tree block, and he was just.
Drow's
I
just
wa-
one of those heroes where if you get on him, it's hard. It's hard to survive. So
Especially
he's got to be
level
very
1 right now,
careful
no
about
gust.
those fissures. Oh, and they're pushing the lane, and they want to
Yeah.
dive in for sure.
He's about to
Bottom,
take a
there's
lot
probably
of
He
gonna be
damage.
more
TP'd in
action.
here, so if he dies again,
This is gonna be a
He's
lot of
looking
damage.
dead.
Good block.
Let's see if Evaden keeps the aggro tight.
I don't know about
that was
dead,
an
but
excellent Fisher.
I think he's dead. I don't see how he gets
Yeah.
out. He's just getting surrounded
blocked
by
by
creeps.
blocked by the dire creeps.
Alright, Purple's game is actually over. I thought this lane would go kind of like this, but I didn't think it would be this bad.
Where was Chives the entire time there?
Fives was hitting Earthshaker with his big tree.
He needs to play more directly in the
He
lane.
needs to
and
be
just
like his
fight the
bodyguard,
trees.
really.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the idea they had in mind when they picked it, but
There's really no point in fighting an Earthshaker as Tiny. He needs to just play the lane. They might be able to salvage this if he does that and like keep the drought from dying, but this lane is definitely a loss for Blue Pikachu either way now. And mid is actually in Necro favor at the moment, which I kind of expected. I think Husky's a better laner than Stars, and I think that Necro has some potential to just like win lanes by out-sustaining. Pugna has really like predictable damage. You just kind of you're gonna get a creep here and there with Blast, but Necro can get a lot more going with heal outplays and stuff.
This is usually a Necro favorite lane.
At the start for sure. Even as a Drower, although he's been dead.
Vector's getting
Looks
gone
like
on
they're,
top.
yeah, looks like they're going.
Wyvern throws out the Arctic burn to slow them out.
Took a ton of damage. Oh, he's not having a bad time here. I think he's got 3 denies, and I know at least 2 of them are ranged. Pretty big for them, top. Big range creep deny.
Evan has spawned Trent's bottom, and the wave looks to be pushing in. I wonder if they're going to pressure with this.
It's a lot harder now. The Tiny's got stuns.
Alright, Spectre has no regen yet, and he is quite low. We might see a little dive here. They could even turn to the Wyvern.
But he's pretty low on.
They are glyphing and they're going for the dive.
Choose to dive.
They're glyphing for the dive.
He does have a Spectral Dagger, so he can get out.
I believe he's gonna escape. Thing is though, I wish this Spectre brought out a salve, man. He only has Tangos out here, so he actually is gonna be just in constant threat.
Like it's a,
Oh, look, Earthshaker does have it. The Earthshaker has a salve for him. This Bane chase is really bad. They just need to. Earthshaker actually just has to salve Spectre so he can get the farm. But
Wow.
Spectre actually
Spectre
died.
does
He gets-
fall.
he gets a
He
free
did
salve.
XP.
that's the thing, man. He brought out 2 sets of Tangos instead of a Tango and a salve, and then it's like, what are these Tangos doing for you when you're under half? Like, you just need a salve at that point.
I think I'd bring out the Tango and salve every time. I'd never double Tango.
I really think
You only
Team
double
is
Tango
wasting.
in a less dynamic lane than this, where you're just chilling, like, but taking a little bit of chip here and there.
I think Avatar missed out on that kill because he's got a 2-1 build, no points in Apple.
I think that was a big mistake for the Shaker to just chase the Bane. Because right now, Evidence by himself, giving the Drow a little bit more room to recover, and possibly he could go down here if
They're
they're
going
on toss combo.
No,
He
he's
did not
fine.
win.
He has treads, he has fairy fire, and 2 forms of TP. He's not dying.
Ah, he's got treads already. This guy's on full. In the
Yeah,
meantime,
he's gonna TP back to the lane as well.
already denying himself to Roche on that 26-second respawn. Hate to see it.
Yeah, bounty runes are coming up, they will be fighting for them. Is Chive's gonna get either one, or will he die?
Chives is looking. Oh, he's going for it.
He does not get it,
though,
and
and
he
he's
will
dead.
die.
Weaver
Hate
gets
to
both
see
his bounties top.
Again, we'll have a
On a
2-on-2
bottle.
trade.
Ooh, that feels good.
Yeah, Weaver's game is going very smoothly. Even though the Drow is not doing too much for himself right now, he is giving him the Drow aura. And he has just a huge advantage. Look at that damage.
Might go on the Wyvern. I don't think
kinda
they planned on killing him.
Rise. He didn't
Is
dive
Safe
harder.
gonna go down?
He could have rolled through him and
Oh.
attacked.
Weaver just took so much unnecessary.
Oh, that was a bad sleep.
It worked out though.
Kind of a
They just
sloppy
slow played
engagement
it.
from both teams.
Have an Earthshaker sitting behind the Pug now. I guess they want to go with Reaper, but he's not quite level 6, but he's going to be sitting here for quite a while.
Both have raindrops. I think if Necro didn't have these raindrops, if they make this go, Necro.
Maybe he's here just to protect him from the life drain, because he is level
They
6 on
actually, there's no way they can kill Pugno without a level of Aftershock to interrupt the ult. He can just sit there, ulting.
Got a lot of stick charges.
Yeah. If anything, maybe he'll interrupt the aggression. Yeah. So that's his plan. He's interrupting
He
the
does have
aggression,
the
but
Reaper
Stars
Sight
is
coming
just gonna
up.
run away.
Will he go
Pretty
down?
sure
I
he's
think he
fine.
might.
Prophet
Oh,
TP
the
coming in.
Furion maybe
A
this.
little early on the Reaper
Doesn't
side,
kill
but
him.
I still think he will fall.
Let's see these
Yeah, that
blocks.
should be
Alright.
done.
Well done, well done.
Yeah, Evaden just straight TP's back down.
I love seeing the plays like that where you need like 3 factors to go correctly, and then they've kind of planned it all out. They're like, yeah, we're gonna interrupt the ults, and then we're also gonna have the Furion TP for the supplementary damage and block. And then so you gotta do these things to get kills sometimes.
Block on Drow going out bottom. He 2 of his tangos to get away. You paid
That is
that.
blocked, but Avatar is falling quite low. Nature's Prophet ult is
No way
falling
they
out.
should kill him.
Pugna comes in, turn the
Oh.
fight,
They actually turned on Evaden.
and Evident will go down.
A big kill for Chives. He was having a pretty slow game.
Evaden or Evaden? What should I be calling him here?
I'm saying Evaden.
I'll go with Aiden. Sounds great.
Because I feel like he's evading things, you know?
Did not evade the car that did him.
Oof.
16. Honestly, not going as bad for her as we thought it would.
Try out top. They're on the attack.
This Weaver's falling very low.
Versatile, he keeps tanking towers and stuff and just getting owned.
I feel like he had this lane and he had a couple swap engagements. I don't know whose calls they are, but he gets so low after each one.
This is just the Spectre factor though. You get frustrated with this hero that sits there and like gets all the creeps low and then he throws his dagger out and gets like 3 creeps a wave. And you're like, we should be able to bully this guy more, so you go for some dives and it doesn't work because he daggers through trees and he sticks up and his boys come in. It's like a deceptively hard to kill, hard hero to kill.
Currently, Dro is uncontested in his lane, and he's gonna have a free level 6. So after the very bad start, he's recovering quite well.
Wyvern comes bottom to take some.
Drow's one of those heroes that it is a comeback hero. Like you'd prefer being ahead, but you don't mind 2 or 3 deaths as long as you get your 6 and some room to farm afterward, which he should have.
He's probably just gonna be in the jungle for the next 10 minutes, not showing his face, because right now he's showing and is getting gone on. This is what's gonna keep happening.
He probably should be. He's actually TPing out though. Solid TP. And they are going on the Furion, but it's just a solo pug now, so.
They have 4 bot. Can they turn this into a tower?
There's a Progna to stop it, I don't think so.
I feel like the macro play of Blue Pikachu's a little off though. They could have someone farming mid at the moment.
Like Ryan is heading over.
Yeah, the Drow is going there, but
Stars is currently very out of mana.
Yeah, Stars is completely alone here. He needed to probably exit after he saw 4 there. But he's hanging in there.
This Shaker's still level 3 with no points in after
holding the tower.
Very hard to kill.
Blue Pikachu supports are way farmed. I was level 5 with his Soul Ring.
Your Shaker's game looks a little funky right now, but you just get that tome at 6.
They
you
didn't
get,
keep
like,
you find the draw on the mid
kill
lane.
and you're fine.
Eats through the trees.
Quick silence. Trees are coming up, so they'll probably take the tower.
Nah.
I guess Pugman just should.
Their push is not strong enough to just take that tower. There's no way they should let them.
Alright, Reaper gets thrown on the Pugna, he will fall, Necro will fall as well.
It's a nice little silence by Drow.
Nice trade
Necro
for
there.
both mid laners, but Pugna's down for 40, whereas Necro's down for 25.
I'm really not a fan of Necro's decision to go Hood before like a Treads or a Phase. You are much weaker with this build.
So what would you go? As our mid lane,
I said Treads or Phase.
Treads? And
You get like, yeah. You can get a cloak and a Treads, but you don't need the full Hood without Treads. The like values of everything is off.
Triple man shrine bottom. That's some efficiency from. Look out top.
You do have a Tinker Ward on the top lane to maybe catch the Furion. Especially placed. We have the support duo taking really swapped up looking to
Next,
rotate to the bottom lane.
none of it. Hopefully it's all good on the stream.
I think that Tinker Ward's for this.
But Team does want to take this bottom tier 1, they have rotated the Furion over.
Got a pause coming out.
Oh,
Big lag.
TS lag.
Alright, looks
Yeah.
like it's for everybody.
Hopefully that gets sorted.
Goodness.
We got a lot of people in here, maybe servers struggling. But this gives us a little time to talk about. Oh, never mind, they're going.
They're gone.
Next tip. You guys
Game
get
on.
tilted by tips?
Not really. I think I do in pubs, but I just kind of let my emotions run free in pubs. But in matches, I'm ice cold.
Very composed player.
Can you guys confirm?
I don't know about that, but
I'm not gonna go ice cold, but maybe very
Alright.
much calmer.
in pubs it's
Alright.
a little different. I'll say in the officials
I'll
you're
take
pretty
what I
ice
can get.
cold. You're ice cold. I'm actually untiltable. Those mean nothing to me.
That just sounds wrong.
Untiltable?
Okay, we have Shaker running behind the drill mid with level 6. Is
Also
he
a
just gonna
dive
straight up
top.
dunk him?
Versatile
Yeah,
going
you're
just gonna
in.
fly out of there.
It's
Yeah, he
Reaper
managed to
and
make it out.
Willfall. We have save. He is under the vision right now, so the blue Pikachu does see him and he will pop him with the Weaver.
Oh,
He's
that,
so confused how Weaver sees him right there.
that ward paid off.
You don't see him pinging it out. He's just so confused. I think
Pretty
he
good
thinks
movement
Weaver
from
just
both
sees him.
teams though. They're not just like farming the map like safely. They're trying to get objectives, taking towers, taking risks. You love to see it. I think the Drow does need to just chill and farm the jungle. Like he could just be,
I'd like to stand by the shrines, like the
yeah,
triangles.
just shrine jungle. At least with people missing so much, I don't think he needs to be dying like that anymore.
Really easy for the global presence of Huron just to catch him every time he shows in lane. Just
You
needs to
think
plus
Radiant?
one.
Sorry to interrupt, but you think Radiant is actually like playing fast enough to win this game against Spectre?
That's a question. Well, we do see Weaver on top lane, diving the base. Just time lapse away.
It's a solid 8 tower damage on that too.
Unhealable, as Grant would say.
Also, do you think like Spectre just auto wins this game?
It is going to be quite hard for Blue Pikachu to lock him down once he is fat enough.
I see a Spectre that should go like, I think Blade Mail's pretty nice here this game. Like you don't always get it, but versus Weaver it sounds pretty nice. You go like Manta, Blade Mail, and then you can
But you don't know the Radiant system?
probably not. He's already getting Yasha too, so I'm not just gonna
Really
be like calling for
links
him to
to
go back
cancel.
for it.
Just
I really
tiny.
like the Weaver sitting top, just constantly applying pressure, just making space
Yeah.
for the Drill Ranger to catch up.
They
Like
don't
to
really
see-
have anything to catch him.
That was
Well,
the problem
they
we
need that
talked about
Shaker
before.
link.
There's only Shaker really to lock down.
Kind of like
Shaker's
to get like a pike or something.
A
To be
little
honest.
slow on farm this game. 2 towers down, only 400 gold at 14 minutes. Feel like something wrong there.
If I were this Weaver, I think I'd get a pike this game. It lets you get out of the sprout. It's the only thing that's really catching you right now.
No way. You need
Oh, did you say
damage.
pike
You
or
need
pike?
A pike.
when you can't
hurricane.
kill that easily on Weaver, you don't get another item to survive.
There's a Fiend Script
You
on
should
the
get an MKB or something.
rocket. Does go down, Reaper on the Bane, haunting him on Spectre.
Take some time for the secret sauce. I got 3 on him. If they
Echo
echo
Slam
for
is
him,
used.
I think he's gonna go down here. There's no
I
way.
think it will
he can-
slowly go down.
He's got a stick and a Q. He can actually. Where is he? Oh, he's
Oh.
handling.
Okay, Dukin and diving.
Toss him
I
back.
think he
No
will.
way.
Toss him back. Toss him back TP.
Oh my god, no way.
Guys,
And
don't
he's
do
out.
this.
No!
Oh, they got the
Save
curse. But
stops
it is a
him.
costly kill. This is some real space.
There's more gold going through the Spectre.
Tiny too.
Yeah, Spectre does not mind that, but everyone else is kind of wasting their time.
Meanwhile, Versatile yoinks both the bounty runes right from under
So
their
it's gonna be a
nose bottom.
3-for-1 trade on the bounties.
That Weaver yoinked both of them bottom. They're all 3 of their noses.
This Huron is 500 gold away from this Orchid. Very important item to pick up to help against the Pugna, the Weaver. A lot of extra kill potential coming out with the Orchid.
A lot of people don't know Versatile, aka ANA, but he's always been around in houses and stuff, and I think he's a pretty smart player. He does a lot of cheeky plays like that, grabbing the bounties.
Nice fissure by Avatar. Wow, this Necro's down to like negative
Wow.
1 armor, and Versatile just destroys
Straight up
That is
high.
the Drought Aura coming through. He has 54 damage, so those double hits are just chunking him. Might want a Blade
also
Mail
at, like,
on Necro.
negative 5 armor. He really
Might
has to
wanna
prioritize
set-
killing that bug.
He needs some armor item, because your Ghost Shroud's not saving you versus this Weaver that's sticking on you.
Earthshaker picked off bottom way in the neck of the woods that does not belong to him.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
back and talk about this Pugna pick real quick, because this was their 10th overall pick, right?
Yes.
I believe. And he is just 2-2, and all he provides in this game really is like a hero that's strong versus Necro in theory, but he actually wins the or loses the lane solo. And he just he doesn't really need to be in this game, I feel, because they already have push. They have a Drow strat. You could get something that abuses the Drow Aura with your 10th pick a lot more. This might be a hero pull issue for stars or just a drafting issue for their team in general, but something like a Quaswex Invoker or I don't know, like a quap even this game.
Sorry to cut you
Probably
off,
go
but it
pretty
looks
hard.
like Team is gonna move on the Weaver with the fresh Orchid.
Oh, the Orchid showed.
Stop his pesky bug.
Get a Reaper?
That is
will
real.
go down. Dead for
Big
78 seconds.
Orchid reveal.
That's how it should go, though, right? Anything less than that, and you're very disappointed.
He does have a 30% XP talent, so 35, excuse me. So he is dead for a lot longer. A lot of time for Team to reestablish map control.
I'm gonna go back against what I literally just said and say the one thing that Pugna does provide is like when you have Ether Lens, it's kind of hard to just and maybe an Aeon on top of it or something like. It's kind of hard to siege into these heroes that Dire has, but Pugna is one of those heroes that can get some cheeky like long range damage on a tower, even a tier 3 or a Rex.
Full duration Fiendship coming out on the Earthshaker, haunting him. Quick Expector. Winter's Curse on 3.
Curse with the soul burn on top. He's actually gonna
Wow,
fall
that
to
is
the soul
a big
burn.
That is a
plan.
good buyback.
Team wipes the floor.
Alright.
Can we hop into their TeamSpeak, see what they're talking about?
Alright, let's do that.
And no.
No, it's not. Okay.
What? Alright, we don't have the power?
We go, or how we get moved?
I don't think we have the
Yeah.
power.
I thought we were going.
You don't know the smoke coming. Good shit. Yeah, our spec is coming up. That's good job, SMD.
Yeah, he almost has Hurricane Pike on the Weaver.
Sorry. I was not
He's going
expecting
top
Aegis.
again. I have port ult in 20.
I don't
Play,
have Port.
play tight. We need like our ults and stuff to actually be that strong for that. The
Does he
fight
have
is full.
Pike yet, or is he going in?
No, he's going for it. He's close though. He just needs like the int item.
Get Sprout Orchid, just dies. I have ult.
They are.
They're rushing.
I have smoke coming. We have no echo. They know
We
this
don't
is a
have
win.
Echo Archer. Can't.
Does it matter though? Like, do we just defend high ground and it doesn't even matter? Or
Yeah,
do we
yeah.
take high ground?
Because they're
It's
I'm gonna
slow.
get it, boys. Shadow Blade drop.
Fucking got it! What a fucking legend!
Good Pikachu's like, wow, Evaden actually snatches it.
Wow. That was
Oh, he
quite the
snatched
play.
the Aegis.
Poorly coordinated, but wow.
That was a very
He
fast
didn't
move
snatch
for Pikachu, actually.
Evading,
They noticed
Did he
all their
just-
spells were down. They run
Evading
to pit.
slurring his words just says, I'm gonna snatch it, bro, and goes in and TPs into the middle of their whole team against two heroes with stuns.
No vision, right?
No
And he gets
vision.
Completely
and he just
predicts
goes
it.
in and grabs the Aegis. Huge play. Some like Bambo tier play from
An incredibly
2014.
coordinated 4-man tip coming out for. Love to see that.
But Team, one thing that was cool, they were aware of the Roche happening and they were like talking about how they wanted to deal with it. And they were just like, yeah, we'll just hold high ground, shouldn't be a problem.
Wow,
And then Evaden
Avatar
just
gets so
called it
lucky with 2 uphill misses that would have killed him.
called it a variable.
See, and that's just what happens when you don't wish them good. They only got 1 GL. 1 or 2 more GLs and Avatar would be dead right there. Pugna's got Aether Lens now. Maybe that high ground holding that they were talking about is a lot harder now. Usually it's pretty hard to push into supports like Wyvern and ES because they can.
This is what I thought of when I saw the 10th pick Pugna. They just wanted someone to just constantly just siege the tower. Because you don't really want your Weaver or your Drow hitting the tower. You just want someone to...
Yeah, it can be a little rough, especially
walk
with Shaker.
Even the Spectre Dagger hurts, right?
You really don't want to be hitting the tower. Because it just lets them go on you.
You need like Aeon Disc to siege high ground against Earthshaker.
Want the Aegis, but we see Evading, the clutch play, blind TP.
Shaker's coming up on. Probably this creep wave should do it for him.
One thing to note that Team was aware of their cooldown dependency, so they just wanted to play after they used all their ults. They just want to wait until those came back on cooldown to take another fight. But right now they are fighting ready. They do want to take an engagement.
I'm gonna have to step out for just a minute, but I'll be right back.
Alright, I'll be taking over. Looks like we got Spectre going straight for the diffusal, not that blade mill we were talking about. Honestly, is it that bad to get the blade mill after the diffusal? Or do you even care at that?
I do like the diffusal because you just get the the standard Manta diffusal. You bounce in, press Manta, diffusal the guy, and he's suddenly taking 3 times the dispersion. Or was it desolate damage? You just gonna melt?
If you're a Spectre, when you do that, are you going on Drow?
Ideally, you do want to go on the Drow, so he's probably gonna have to purchase the dust.
Yeah.
Because Drow has Shadow Blade. Ooh.
Or if you're the typical carry player, you beg your 5 to give you his dust. That's what I would do. Go sent towards the. Looks like we got a smoke play from Team T. Heading over to Pugna top.
They do see him. He is under a ward. Well, I think he
TPing
will get out.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. They have no.
He has
Oh, that was a long TP.
Oh,
That was. Where did he
was
TP?
TP to?
Maybe bot tower. They have a lot of heroes down
That
there.
is an unfortunate misplay. Looks like Spectre did haunt into the wrong place. And
Yeah, what's
he
he
is.
actually doing?
I actually don't know what he haunted in bottom for. He only saw. He should have seen all 3 of them actually.
I think he just pressed the reality button too many times. And,
That's got to be a misclick.
Vaden gets a little Kirk kill.
looks like a 1-for-1
Compensation.
misplay on each team. Coming out pretty even. Unfortunately, you don't want your Spectre dying if you are team.
Yeah, I think you're happy you're trading the Pugna for the Spectre there. Not that it necessarily had to be a trade of any kind.
Everton is in position to go on this Draw Ranger.
Yeah, he has vision of him. Well, he did because
Shadow
of
Blade
his
is off
sprout.
cooldown.
He's stuck for a few seconds.
Shaker
Can
doesn't
he
blink,
walk out the top?
He's just gonna go.
Oh, he's
Just pours in.
Oh,
Echo slam.
I didn't think that echo was needed, but
That's
secures the
a
kill.
that's a blink reveal, right? He had it at top when they went on Pugna, but they didn't.
I did not notice.
Half a second.
You gotta feel kind of safe if your Joe is sitting by your mid tier too, you know. Just saw you guys all at the top lane. Looking like, oh,
Actually,
maybe I
the
can
Spectre
farm this
dead
out.
too, right?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, what items have they picked up recently? Reaver's going straight for a BK.
Necro's going Shiva's guard.
Picked up his Yules. We were talking about that armor item we wanted to.
Fire has scanned out the
I
Radiant
don't know if
team, and
Shiva's
Banner
is the
going
right
in.
choice.
They have that good Tinker Ward.
That's for the Radiant, so. Looks like Alrin is stuck by that Fisher, and we'll go
Open.
down.
Avatar making some nice fishers this game. A lot of good blocks.
Right
I
now,
think-
Tro is farming under a ward, so team is aware of what Tro's doing.
Doing a good job at coming back this game.
Yeah, but who do you guys think, like, I'm gonna just go back to this. Who do you think's got, like, the late game? Like, the ultimate late game? Because this game may go a long time.
Lately, I think I'm gonna favor the Dire.
I'd also take the Dire. I think Wyvern is like an invaluable asset in the late game.
And the Trow is not gonna plot Reaper.
I feel like it's gonna come a lot down to, like, lane positioning and stuff, because we're gonna have Furion ults and trees pushing lanes for the Dire, and we're gonna have this Drow aura eventually may get 25, and that'll just always be up pressuring the ranged creeps into the Dire,
Ooh,
and
Evident.
it could become a very complicated game later on.
Chives catches out Evan and they kill him with the grip. I feel like that's the first thing I've seen out of Chives.
Okay, Reaper's Winter's Curse expended does not do anything.
Try to time it to save the Shaker, but the projectile must have been in air as he casted it, so kind of a waste of Winter's Curse there.
Going back to what Bloody Nine was saying about the Drow versus Furion, I think if Furion just opts for the Ags, he could apply an equal amount of pressure, if not more, than the Drow Orb provides.
Like a very low chance that he does that. Some people do like that item, but generally it's just kind of seen by most people as a bad item.
If I were that Furion, I would never get it.
You're just
I'm
scared it
one
gives
of the
out too
most
much
people.
gold.
I am a pretty good Furion.
We're talking
That-
about evading here.
It definitely provides a service. Like, if you need your lanes pushed out on Furion, nothing's better.
Does it
'Cause-
even beat out the Drought Aura range creeps? Like if you have 2 range creeps in the wave?
You get
Well,
like
just
a
kill
bunch
him.
of extra trees.
Yeah. Especially if you get the tree talents. He actually did not get the Treant summon, but if you go the Treant summoned and the Treant HP damage and you get Ags, they become very hard to deal with. Unless you have like multiple wave clear heroes, which Radiant actually does not. They could have some real issues. A bunch
Bro
of
is level
those.
18 now, level 3 ultimate, and is closing in on the BKB. I think that is what they're waiting for on Radiant, to just take a fight.
Looks like Weaver did go back for the pike, like I was saying. I think it's pretty good, honestly.
I think
I
he
guess-
wanted just for the sprout, really.
Yeah, that's
Just
what
the
I
feeling when he dies.
would have gotten it for too. It's good against the diffuser. Well, he's got BKB.
One other cool thing about forces is, like every once in a while, a wyvern will just delete someone. But if you have enough force staffs and it's like the right position, you can force the wyvern, the cursed guy, like twice, and they live sometimes.
I wonder what Spectre's next item choice is gonna be. He has his Manta and Diffuse already. Do you think he goes for the back for the Radiance, or tanks up with the Heart or Blade Mail? What are you guys thinking?
Nah, no way Radiance at this point.
I'd like to see a heart.
They'll probably just get Heart. That's like the safe play. But you can also go early Butterfly sometimes and have this sick, like damage timing where you just kill everyone. It's a little riskier though, because they probably will end up just going back for MKBs. Probably will just see the Heart.
I think the Weaver's in a good place to get like an next item MKB too if he sees.
Yeah, I'd be fine with him getting that right now, even without seeing what Spectre's going for, just as the denial item. Because it's hard to like just
I would like to
decide
see
how
Nullifier.
far enough.
Evaden catches Aura up top. Just gonna instant pop him. Orchid Hex, no sprout needed.
Like Dro's getting gone on also on stand. Presses BKB, but to no avail.
That is the Drow versus Spectre matchup right there.
Weaver with the Spectral Dagger.
They are
Another
chasing her
Fissure coming
down.
out.
Echo
They're
Doge.
going for it.
He got time lapse still.
Interesting not to
I'd
time
like
lapse
to
though.
try. Oh, his
They're kind of a late
cooldown,
time lapse.
which was
And
It
Husky-
actually would have made no difference either way though.
Husky
well-
already had Reaper Scythe queued on him,
His
so if he time
Pikachu is
lapse.
just cooldown.
I think that's just a misplay. You don't want to time lapse with your W on cooldown. You want to. Star is getting gone on. TP is not available for 4 seconds.
I don't think he can. W's
fine.
himself and gets out.
He's-
Oh no,
oh,
Fisher.
Fisher.
Ooh.
Star's gonna go
Avatar
down.
is everywhere.
Avatar. I was just thinking
In
the
all
same
the right
thing.
places. Guy's playing very well.
Evade and Avatar are kind of a monster of this game.
I throws back a Necro, but I don't know what that accomplishes. Looks like he's just gonna feed.
Oh, well, he looks pretty dead.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
that toss.
Nice
Nice toss away.
It wasn't quite into the base, but at least lives off of it.
What do you guys think about this Tiny? I feel like I haven't seen very much of him at all, to be honest.
I do
Yeah,
agree with that sentiment.
not really paying off too much. Part of that does come down to the fact that they're picking Tiny into Necro, and like, it was a pretty early pick too, when there was like not much reason to beyond, I guess their idea was that it's good versus Furion. I think they picked it in response to it. Not 100%.
Does
But
feel
it
like a
just
lost
doesn't feel
pick.
like it has like much place in the game.
For an Echo Saber too. I don't think he's really got anyone.
I don't like this
Oh.
pickup. He's not really smacking anybody.
Yeah.
He's just.
Oh,
I don't know what
Smoke
he's
Gang
doing,
coming in here.
actually.
Roche instantly
Nice
spawns. Both
fast
teams
Having
got
trouble.
to spawn.
Quick fingers. Arcanine on the Joe, so he can spam that precision aura.
Pretty sure Avatar got to see Roche spawn just before he blinked out too. So both teams might know it's up.
I would like Ryan to just spam the aura more often.
Right now, just press it.
I don't
Especially with
Especially-
Arcane Rune, right?
I really haven't seen him press it actually the entire game. Maybe I've been
I haven't
paying
been
attention.
keeping tabs, but every once in a while you get those Drow players in your pubs that you just like, oh, you gotta press aura and you gotta remind them like multiple times, because something about that spell.
Even got an
they'll
Arcane
press
Rune
it
right now.
sometimes.
Doesn't have a mana cost. You don't really think it's you pressed it, you know?
Looks like a passive just sitting there menacing.
Wasn't always an active ability. Some
sometimes.
old heads might not know about it.
Maybe he thinks he doesn't need it, you know? Maybe they think they don't need Draw or a beat. Maybe advanced BN.
You notice the game is slowing down a little bit for both teams. There's not too much action. There's a few little kills here and there, but no team fighting. And this is exactly when a Spectre and Furion will start to come ahead, because they just have all the room in the world.
Yeah, and Spectre has just finished his heart.
Yeah, and this looks like just in time for the Roche fight.
Yeah.
I
Saves-
think if
saves
they
in a
fight
good
here,
position
this is just gonna be a team wipe. Like, Blue Pikachu will die.
Instant Beam Crypt cancel.
Ooh, and that Bane's getting torn to shreds. Drower
Drow
are
just
also
destroyed
on the
in the
century.
back.
Weaver's BKB
Pick it
man
out.
fighting does pike down to the low ground. Looks like he'll escape.
And we got Stars Dota just elsewhere, not with the team.
Dave was in
The-
such a good position there.
the pressure of the Fury entry. He's just busy dealing with creeps. Because his Joe's not pressing. He did press E, but
Yeah, looks like Dire just had all the answers, and like the last pick Pugna was not strong enough. Pretty much how drafting works is like your last pick needs to compensate for all the weakness of your other picks, because 3 of your other picks get counterpicked pretty badly, or actually 4 of them do. So when you see a hero that's doing okay from your 10th pick, then that's not good enough. He needs to be owning usually.
Not to count them out, but do you think Blue Pikachu just played like too slowly at the start? Like they clearly had a good lead at the start. You'd like to see more like 5-man with Pugna and just taking more.
Honestly, a big part of it, when it comes down to it, is that Aegis steal, because that was like their last strong timing. Because what's happening in these fights is the Drow is just getting one shot by Spectre, right? And if he has an Aegis, then that play doesn't quite work as well, because he's gonna respawn. They're gonna have more of a developed fight, and Spectre's not as strong with Haunt down. Chaos is kind of over. So Vaden may have turned the tides of this game like completely in their favor, but I do feel like in the end, Team's draft just feels a little bit stronger. At least that team fighting.
Gotta go on Weaver. He can't pop BKB. He's gonna kill Earthshaker. Nope. Nice cold embrace coming out. They're taking a lot of damage.
oh, Fiend's Grip on the Prophet.
Instantly
Where's Chris
canceled.
gets thrown out.
He is just
Tries
fighting.
finishes off the Prophet.
They've got Weaver locked down again with Winter's Curse. and
Avatar's
Earthshaker.
locking Weaver down. Probably no
He could do a
detection.
little baiting here. He's got a cheese.
Versatile's going for the TP, and he stuns. Nope.
Here's your 5-second cooldown. Echo just came up for.
Radiant's
Once
last
again.
top here is probably the Drow 25, and then you just spam in the aura, but he actually still just has aura on cooldown. I don't know
Ours
if they
is still on
understand
the
this
other
hero
side
that
of the
well.
map.
That was a fresh TP out.
Also, look at this Drow, small thing, but why do you have, okay, a Wraith Band and a wand in your stash, in your, like, backpack? Go sell
Would you
some
like to see him
items.
sell it?
Yeah, get
Let's
some
see if he
gold.
sells it right now.
I would keep
One,
the Wraith Band for
two.
the Pike. But you need that for the Pike later on. But
No, you just disassemble Aquila, and
oh, I didn't notice the kill. Alright.
yeah,
He does
he's
not need
had
that, actually,
all of
at
that
all.
in his backpack for like a long time. It's
Yeah,
been
I'm
a
actually
little
never
bothering.
paying attention to that. I always sell my stuff if I go back for.
I just don't like how on cooldown his or off cooldown the precision aura has been the entire game. I feel like he should be using a lot more.
They've been having lane issues too, like
Look at
as
bottom,
you said,
look at
the
middle.
Pugna, he has to farm these lanes, clear the waves, but a Drow Aura would definitely assist with that.
I mean, both me and Fronto at the beginning of the game predicted Radiant would win the game. It is a little surprising.
I feel a little betrayed by Radiant right now.
I think I favored team personally.
I
Oh,
can't
you're
say
the
that now.
drafter. No,
Well, I'm
no,
pretty
he
sure I
did.
said
He
that
did. I'll
then.
vouch for him.
Thank you, thank you.
That's why he's the drafter.
Oh, Star's gonna aggressive force that forward.
Yeah, for the
And
bounty
just
room
gets
in the
popped, but
5.
For what?
Stars is one of those players where he is a pub player. He doesn't have much competitive experience, and he's kind of like new to being good at Dota, quote unquote. Debatable. But
Let's not claim the man too
Yeah,
hard.
come on, man.
I'm not.
He's
I'm,
trying
I'm
his
just
best.
saying.
My
I mean, I
question
am a
is-
little bit, but basically, I'm saying he has room to grow and like kind of understand things that other people understand at this point. You don't force into a bounty rune and everyone's missing. You probably shouldn't even go for that. That's like a pub play that you do in your pub, and you wouldn't get punished as much for it. Or you might just move on to the next one and not care. But if you want to win competitive games, you got to play a little tighter than that.
Alright, well, I have a question to follow up with, but right now it looks like Dire's sieging the bottom tier 3. Raiden is not set up for this at all. We have a Weaver
They
keeping
even
back,
TP's mid though. I think they see that, so they're
I
gonna
like
go.
this attack from the Drow.
and the Drow gets gone on. So
He needs a force staff. He needs some force staff help. If BKB's gonna run out, he's gonna get the
He
fusion.
really does need a Hurricane Pike, actually. That's kind of what he's been missing all game. This
That's gonna be
Silver
dead
Edge
for 84
is
seconds
useless
with
if
no
you can't
buyback.
actually fight. Well, it's a good
Or-
attempt, but I think this
Still
game's
off
over.
cooldown. Yeah.
Looks pretty grim for the Radiant. So my question is, what separates a pub player from a competitive player? What do you say?
Well, it's just kind of what I was talking about. Like, not to say I'm like a pro or anything, but when you play a few matches, you start to notice like that you can't do these. You can't. I mean, sometimes you have to, but you can't always do these like solo plays that are super high risk, low reward. For example, the forcing into the bounty rune, or like taking a fight that just might work out. You kind of go for things with a little more design when you're playing as a team.
Ives trying to stall out this push as long as he can. Bane's keeping right next to him. Toss on
He's gonna
him,
come
2
right
second
back
cooldown.
in.
Going top.
They do hold. Okay.
Radiant's holding, but at this point it's going to be a slow bleed. When you get in this position versus Furion, and you're already behind in the game as well, they're going to take the shrines now, they're going to push in top, they're going to secure Roshan, and it's going to be really obvious whenever Radiance tries to do something, because their lanes are going to be pushed in, especially if this Drow never presses his aura.
I want to see him press it as he respawns. Let's... Nothing.
Can confirm Drow is not pressing that aura. Range creeps are sad.
Probably pressed it about less than 3 times the entire game.
I've never seen him press it, but I haven't always been on him.
I saw him press it once near the end of the Arcane Run, I think.
Ives has his Echo Saber on the Tiny. Now he's going for a Shadow Blade. Honestly, I would have liked to see him go like Blink Force Staff or something. Just start tossing people back into base.
More utility, not this damage oriented
and
build.
then safely disengage with a Force Staff, and that's just a quick like that.
Spectre did. Well, he has a nullifier if he wants to buy it. That's just gonna completely destroy the Drow if he just gets on him fast enough.
You can get anyone with that.
The Weaver's definitely been the saving grace of this team so far, but there's only so much you can do on that hero. It's not like a solo carry the game hero like Terrorblade.
He just can't output like the damage.
He just needs too many items.
Although not the biggest fan of his items. Going back to what we said earlier, like I think when you're in a game where it's kind of hard to kill you, especially how hard it was in the start of the game, just like getting a Maelstrom or something to accelerate your game and your damage output would have been nice.
I didn't necessarily agree with his item choices, but I don't think it was too bad.
Feels a little weird. He does have Drow though.
I think he went BKB and then went back to the Pike when they were in like a losing. Like once Evaden had the Bloodthorn, or not the Bloodthorn, the... I'll defend that Hurricane Pike till the end.
George McDuck is playing super safe, waiting for that buyback to buy his nullifier out. Something that you should also pay attention to. Saving for buyback. A lot of players don't do that.
I've been about 50. Oh, Weaver instantly echoed lockdown Reaper's fight. Avatar's on point.
This
he goes for the
somebody.
buyback time lapse.
I think this is desperation more than anything.
Yeah, this is their
but
fight.
It's working. It's working
This is
out.
the last fight.
Oh, he nullifies.
Very hectic
taking
fight
out
on
the
there.
Weaver.
Looks like it's
He's
split up into
dodging
the
all
right
Avatar's
side.
though.
They are chasing the Weaver, and he's really fast.
Picked up his Necro. It's good.
But Necro will fall to the Weaver. The Drow is caught in no man's land by himself.
Urge
And
McDuck
will go
just
down with the
wreaking
buyback.
havoc in the back of the team fight.
Versatile made some nice moves in that fight, but they're just too far behind. It feels like Spectre and their overall like beefiness on everyone is just overcoming them.
Big reason he was able to go so ham in that fight was because Wyvern died right off the bat. Usually in these fights, Wyvern's looking out for who Versatile is going on the Weaver, and he just Vaden already TPs to bot racks and just
Vaden's a very
strength of the
confident
Furion.
player. He always just goes in. He doesn't doubt himself, and I like
pops
that.
his A on.
It's worked out for him this game with that Aegis Seal. That was probably a very crucial moment in the game.
Yeah.
Very confident player, huh?
Yep.
I write that
Thanks
one
for
down.
reiterating that.
Wagner is level 25. Does that mean anything?
It does if you're sieging, but when you're from behind, you don't really doesn't do that much. That blast spell is best on buildings, not in battle.
The Roshan could be spawning anytime now. Looks like it was spawned.
What do you think about this
Now,
Pugna
it's
item
up now.
choice, actually?
Huh.
He has, like, no big item, really, and he has a bots too.
That is kind of weird.
I guess it's for pushing out the lanes and then TPing into the fight. I can see that, but I don't know.
Feels like a non-factor this game.
I hate
Never
to
in the
hear
right
that
place.
about your highest net worth.
He's not playing terribly or anything. He's just pretty limited in what he can do.
Row Ranger still has not pressed Precision Aura.
Got vision of them high ground. Avatar's looking. Shadow bladed up with a gem. Important note, they still have cheese from last roach in Spectre's backpack.
I would really like to see Drow Ranger press Aura, because bottom lane's pushing in. And the way to deal with that is pressing your button.
That would help a bit at this very moment.
He is currently under vision right now. Rusty could just jump him.
We're not like experiencing a spectator bug or anything, right? He's just not pressing it.
Yeah.
Like he's not. We would see it on
There's no bug.
Has been pressed.
Spectre
Look at the
losing.
base right now for Radiant.
Oh, this
it is.
style's dead with no buyback for
170
170.
That was such a fast go. Honestly, kind of a mistake from him there.
GG's
I
probably gonna be called any second now.
Yeah. It's looking
Versatile's
real
not
good.
gonna be spawning until next game.
Baden critting Tiny down top lane.
And they do call it.
No surprise.
Ryan Reed gets him for his trouble. Game's over.
Ryan Reed does get a kill, so
I think there was a point when
Everybody
Blue
gets
Pikachu had this game. And
I don't know.
had
They
it well.
definitely were in a solid spot, but it's hard. It's hard against
I
these
think they had a
heroes
hard
to
time
end the
converting
game.
their early game just to a meaningful advantage.
I'd like to see the second phase Spectre ban if they're gonna just pick a Drow Ranger, I guess. Especially versus this team like Scourge McDuck. He's a big Spectre player. It's one of his heroes. I guess there's a lot of heroes that are fairly good versus Drow, though. I don't know. There's PL and stuff too.
You're Blue
Look-
Pikachu, do you feel like you threw this game, or do you feel like maybe this is a draft?
I think they're definitely gonna
It was a bit of
have to
both.
chalk this up to draft, mostly. It was a pretty hard game to convert.
Put it in the back of your mind, just get ready for game
went
2.
disastrously.
It was both, though.
And the top lane, I feel like Versatile could have done more with what he was given, but just to help offset the draw setback.
Blue Pikachu's draft doesn't look like something I'd ever pick. Like, I prefer having... I'm not going to reveal my beliefs, but I just think they need a little more team fight in their lives.